I want to share a couple of stories with you that I think all have a common element. And that common element is the high crimes and misdemeanors of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and Don Rumsfeld and Condoleezza Rice and the people around them. I find it extraordinary that the American press is not reporting in any significant way, or at least the electronic press. I mean, this is the Washington Post, the New York Times are reporting this on their websites, and presumably in the newspapers. I don't get the physical papers, but the BBC is all over this. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I just sat, I put on the BBC News to help me get back to sleep. And they're talking about the Yazidi sect. Have you heard about the Yazidis? The Yazidis are these, I think I mentioned them yesterday on this program. They're this group of Iraqis. I mean, they've been in Iraq for tens, hundreds of thousands of years. They worship the peacock feather god, who is the senior of 7 other angels who were present at the creation of the universe. And I mean, these stories, the Islamic State, they're no longer, we call it ISIS in the press. It's the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or the Islamic State of the Levant, or whatever. So everybody's just abbreviating it as the Islamic State, at least in international media. These are the guys that we originally funded and armed in Syria to fight Assad, in part. And then they went to Iraq and said, cool, thanks. And they captured, first it was the Yazidis, and now it's the Christians. And all along it's been the Shiites. This from the Morning Mix, this from today's Washington Post. The headline, even Genghis Khan didn't do this. Vian Dakil is in this room standing behind rows of solemn-looking men, politicians. She's an Iraqi politician. She is the lone representative of the Yazidi people. The Islamic State has just expelled thousands of her people from the northern town of Sinjar. Sinjar was a town of 300,000 people. There are now 20,000 people in that town. Many of them were Yazidis. Stranded on a barren mountain without food or water, they face extermination. Women, she said, were being sold as sexual slaves. Children, she said, were dying. Someone, she said, must take notice. An entire religion, I'm quoting her, she said, we are being exterminated. An entire religion is being exterminated from the face of the earth. In the name of humanity, save us. ISIS, this group that we helped fund and support and found, has now surrounded the mountain, the Sinjar mountain, where these people fled from this town to hide. This mountain, by the way, is it's in the north. It's in fact many of these people have fled north into Kurdistan, in the northwest, and this is the spot where the lore says that Noah's Ark landed. And it is like, it's worse than high desert. They can't bury their dead because they can't dig into the ground. It's all rock. Nothing grows there. There's no food. There's no water. There's no shelter. It's cold at night. And they are surrounded, 40,000 of them, surrounded on the top of this little mountain. This is like, Masada, only now. And the ISIS people are saying, convert to Islam or we kill you. Or they're not even giving them, in many cases, the option to convert to this particular brand of Islam. This should be the lead story on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC. It should be the lead story. This is one piece of it. Right? That's the Yazidis. Okay, then here's piece 2. This is also in today's Washington Post. Sunni Muslim extremists seized control of a Christian town in northern Iraq on Thursday, puncturing Kurdish defenses and sending thousands of civilians fleeing. Kurdish forces were forced to pull out of the town of Qarakosh overnight, the officials said. This is an ancient Christian town. It's become home to thousands of displaced Christians from the northern city of Mosul after the extremists, I'm reading from the Washington Post here, after the extremists gave them an ultimatum with 3 choices. Convert to Islam, remain Christian but pay a special tax, or die. It's by Loveday Morris in today's Washington Post. And they also claim that they just took control of the Mosul Dam. This is the epicenter for power for the entire country. It's a giant hydroelectric dam. And if they breach the dam, the flooding downriver in the Tigris would just be unbelievable. But more likely, they'll just start shutting off electricity to people. He writes, they're trying to get to Erbil. The setbacks compound an already desperate humanitarian situation. Okay, so you've got these hardcore right-wing fundamentalist religious guys. These men, ISIS, and they're doing like the Puritans did, like the Pilgrims did in the early days here, only on steroids. I mean, the Pilgrims and the Puritans mostly just murdered women for being witches. Remember that? This is why James Madison and Thomas Jefferson were so pleased to have 2 specific prohibitions against state religion in the Constitution. So anyhow, this is going on in Iraq. This happened because George Bush lied us into a war. Saddam Hussein had been protecting these minorities, as had all the governments before him for centuries. And now these right-wing religious fanatic whack jobs are coming in. And okay, so story number 1. Story number 2. BBC was leading with this as I was walking down to the train station this morning. I was listening to BBC on my phone. 2 senior Khmer Rouge leaders are convicted in Cambodia. These guys committed crimes against humanity. Nguyen Che, 88, and Khieu Samphan, 83, were the first to be handed down against the Khmer Rouge leadership. So Cambodia is holding their war criminals to account. And then the third story, which is from 2 or 3 days ago, is our current president, President Obama, said, "Well, yeah, we tortured some folks. Like, yeah, we committed war crimes." And so all over the world, there's tin pot dictators going, "Oh, you can do that? Really? Nobody says anything? Nobody does anything? Oh, hey, that's cool." By not prosecuting our own war criminals who are directly responsible for this ongoing disaster in Iraq, by not prosecuting our own war criminals, we are establishing a horrible precedent for the world.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And we are losing any moral authority whatsoever to ever say to any country, you know, you really shouldn't be doing that.